Sick.
I believe we are live.
Beautiful.
I believe we are. Just give me 1 second. I always know. Yeah, we're live. We're good. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just close this out so it doesn't take bandwidth. Okay. Sorry for the delay there. Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yugioh Everything, and welcome back to another episode 19 of Talking Yugioh Into the Vrains, where we go live every Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern Time and talk about the most recent episode of Vrains, Yugioh in general, and life in general. I am joined by two friends as always. If you guys want to quickly introduce yourselves.
I'm Nick T.
I'm Jordan.
Thank you guys both for coming on. We are short Calibro, who's usually here as well. Usually we have a whole team of 4.
He's probably missed the most now. At this point,
Calibro has
so.
missed a lot. Yeah, well, he's busy. He's a popular guy.
Yeah.
You know, he told me that we weren't good enough for him, so he comes here every 2 weeks. But no, Calibro's on some hiking trip. I don't even think he has internet
camping,
where he
I
is.
said, yeah.
Camping, yeah. Same thing, camping, hiking.
Close.
Little different.
Yeah.
It's woodsy. It's outdoorsy.
He might be doing hiking while camping.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But anyway, thank you all for spending your Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, wherever you are located in the world with us today. Really do appreciate it. I do have a very special guest on a little later, probably about 25, 30 minutes into this podcast. A good friend of mine, Andrew. He is the boyfriend of my cousin, Samantha and Allie, who are also in studio off screen. So we have a live audience of 3, the most live audience that we've ever had. You okay?
You worded that a little funny, but
How did I word that?
you made it sound like he was dating both of them.
Oh no, he's dating Sam. I apologize. I didn't even think that. But yeah, awesome kid, and you know, family's the best. So he will be on about 30 minutes in, and really excited for that. He does not watch Vrains, but he's a huge fan of the original series, so we are going to talk a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters in this stream a little later on. Very excited for that. But before we get into that, and before we get into Vrains episode 105, I do want to thank everyone who super chatted the last live stream. This is titled The Bench, by the way. I'm sure most of you that watched the episode know why. The people who donated last week, huge thank you to Jarek Brewell. It was also Jarek's birthday yesterday.
Yes, it was.
I butchered that horribly. I completely forgot Jarek.
He actually donated.
All right.
Oh, okay.
He donated. He said, "Was my birthday yesterday, Dylan? Great to be here."
Jarek, happy belated birthday, dude. I'm
dude.
so sorry that I missed it. Happy belated, dude,
Hope
and thank
19's
you.
a great year for you, buddy.
Yeah, really. You're a great guy, and I'm sure we'll have you on again before long. So thank you, Jarek, for the donation last week and already this week. Nicholas Horton, Rexkentrix, Chris Swan, Andy Alley, Elizabeth W., Joseph Citadino, Davis Enos, Goosey Q, Odd Eyes Vaughn, Nicholas Horton, who I just wrote down twice, Div Z, Zark Hiroshima, Legendary Duels, Chris Swan, Kai Evolution Zero, Austin T-Rec, Silver Colors, Chris Raiders, Jake Goes Online, who will be joining us June 29th.
It's official.
It is official, yes. I'm
gonna meet
making
outside.
that announcement the first
Good.
time.
I'll be there. I'll be there that day.
Yes, yeah.
That's
June,
my first day back.
Yeah, right, because you're missing the next 2 weeks,
missing,
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, June's a busy month for us. I mean, we'll still
I'll be
able.
missing next week as well.
Yeah, actually, next week I will be in Chicago on Saturday, so we are going to have a makeup date, maybe on Sunday, maybe late Saturday night. I will let you guys know as the week progresses. Definitely follow me on Twitter. I'll probably put it in the YouTube community tab. But Jake Goes Online will be joining us the 29th. Really excited
We
for
get
that.
to meet our
Awesome.
adopted son.
Absolutely. Alex Verme, Clueless Gamers, an anonymous anime lover who donated a very significant amount during one of my Legacy of the Duelist streams. So thank you to her. And 8 new patrons this week, which is the most new patrons we've ever gotten in a week. Mega Karibo, Victor Libert, Junsi Setsuna, Zelda Skylander, Melinda Phantom, Patrick Ivory, Alessandro Martin, and Red Eye.
Of course.
Yeah, so thank
He
you guys.
tweeted about it. Our very own Red Eye.
Red Eye, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to sending him mail. Thank you guys to everyone who supports me on Patreon and Super Chat donations. Without you guys, there's no way we'd be able to do this every week and just make content and upgrade the studio. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Let's get into 105.
All right. Why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I actually want to start with the parallels, really good parallels that I thought this arc is leading up to.
Sure.
And I thought about it from the Zaizens, because I thought the Zaizens were pretty focal for this episode.
Absolutely.
I thought they were maybe not the a major focus of this
They were a
episode.
major focus.
Aoi and Akira. And I thought back, and obviously Aoi and Akira are very close brother and sister. And we've had deaths in pretty much the first 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Characters dying, learning how to live without a significant other, not a significant other, a person that they love.
Right.
And in the Zaizen's case, both of it was Akira dying after Aoi died.
Right.
Right. Aoi was the one who was able to kind of get off the hook in that regard, and Akira was the one who
Yes,
had to live on
right.
without his sister,
Right.
and then he ended up dying in both seasons. I think they're going to flip it. And
He will die before her.
Yeah, this episode just spelled red flag after red flag for Akira Zaizen.
Absolutely.
There was one point where he's walking around the city when he should be working. It was probably
Right,
like
he wants to
in the
burn
middle
where
of
he
the
lives
day.
into his memory.
Yeah, and it's almost like he's expecting to die.
Yes.
Like he's assembling this amazing team, but he knows that who's obviously going after him, gave him 3 days left to basically live before he duels
I will
him.
succeed.
Yeah, that he's expecting to die.
Yes.
Even assembling this amazing team. He's seen what's happened with Spectre when he died via Spectre and Kogami. He's seen what happened with Bowman,
Right.
where he died via Bowman and the neuron link. And I think at this point, he's expecting to die. And I think Aoi Zaizen, who's the last line of defense, which is not a good sign, by the way.
Right.
Aoi Zaizen, as much as I love her.
Historically, a terrible
Yeah, as much as
sign.
I love her, it's not a good sign. Aoi Zaizen, this arc, I think is going to have the role flipped. And she's going to be the one that lives without her brother in the picture and will have to live on for her brother, at least for a time being,
Right.
which I think will be really, really interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah,
But
see how she'll react and
yeah,
cope with it.
Yeah, and cope with it. So Akira, though, I love him, but that was honestly a sad scene where he's
was.
like dazed walking around the city,
Right.
almost like he knows his life is going to end in a
Right.
couple days. And even his sister's like, "What are you
basking
doing? Shouldn't you
in-
be at work?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just, I'm like,
Yeah,
damn."
the way he worded it, I was like, wow, that's heavy. Like, he wants
Yeah,
to
yeah.
burn where he lives into his memory, like one final time.
Yeah,
almost. Gets
yeah.
to see the city before
Yeah,
it's over.
It's messed up, and I went back and I rewatched the episode, and that scene was the one that caught my attention. I'm like, man, he really thinks he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like he thinks this is the end, and I think with the first two seasons giving us Akira living on without Aoi, I think this will be the time where Aoi has to live on without Akira.
I totally agree.
And I think it makes sense because she's finally starting to develop a bond with other characters. Right, we saw that with Yusaku
Right.
in this episode.
So she has a support system that will allow her to
Yeah,
move on.
and so it'll just be interesting to see how it plays out. I want to get first question to you.
Sure.
Did you, when you watched the scene, we haven't even talked about the episode yet.
No, this is the first time.
When
talking
you
about it.
watched the scene, because this has been heavily debated, did you get any romantic sense from that Aoi and Yusaku bench scene?
Only slightly.
You
Only
did, but you
slightly.
did get a romantic
Yes,
sense to a
but
degree.
I don't
Okay.
think it was because she moved closer to him, and you're like, oh, is this like romantic? But then she sticks out her hand to shake it.
Right.
And it's like more. Like,
You're a romantic guy. When you shake a woman's hand,
it was more like platonic admiration. I
platonic
think.
admiration.
Absolutely.
I think that's that's how
like
I would
she
sum it up.
respects him and she has like love for him, but I don't think it was like truly like a romantic scene at all.
Right. I was called delusional by some lovely people in the comments for
Sure.
not seeing romantic tones.
No, I mean
But
tones maybe, but
I mean,
overtly it was.
I thought it was more
Platonic.
platonic than. But then again, if people say they thought it was.
You can interpret
They
it
were,
however you like.
yeah, exactly. That's the beautiful thing about media. I'm never going to call anyone delusional for their opinions on it. But
You're a little salty about it, aren't you?
Maybe a little salty. I get salty about things sometimes. And again, thank you to everyone who is commenting. I will read the comments as I always do after the stream. And I'm curious to see, Jordan, what are people saying? Are they saying that they thought it was romantic, not romantic? Because that was very 50-50 from what I saw. Or are people just talking about their own thing?
There's actually not a lot of talk about the romance. A lot of people are, well, Cameron says a lot of people think that the bench scene is a romantic scene. I don't think that's a romantic scene. So a lot of people actually aren't really talking about it. A lot of people are talking about Akira
Yeah, Akira.
and
Yeah,
how
man.
Akira might die
The
within
best.
the next few episodes.
Yeah,
That's what
I
people
think so.
I
think.
mean, as much as
The-
it may be important to some people, I think the romance takes a huge backseat because Akira is like the character.
Absolutely.
Right? He's the important
Absolutely.
character.
But I think it was important that Aoi and Yusaku had that scene because when Akira dies,
She'll
which I
need
think
him.
he will.
She'll need him for that.
Yeah, she'll have people at least in her life to support
Absolutely.
her. So I thought it was. What do you think about the episode in general?
I loved it. I have one reservation about it, and we've briefly discussed it. I think
a lot of people had.
I
a problem
think the
with it.
reveal. I mean, the reveal to the Zaizens that Yusaku's playmaker was a bit rushed. There were, it was initially heavily implied to them, and then they just cut to a scene where he's already told them.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was not poorly done, but it felt rushed.
Yeah. Now you didn't have an issue with the Zaizen's reaction. You had an issue with Yusaku not
because-
verbally saying
Right.
it, which is the
'cause I don't
exact
think-
same
I
thing
don't
that
think
I
the
said.
reaction was an issue because, I mean, look at everything they've experienced. They've experienced the world nearly ending twice. This can't be the most surprising thing they've experienced in their life.
Right. That
So,
was
like,
exactly what I
yeah.
said in my review. And you don't even watch my reviews, but you basically verbatim said
Only
what
if I
said.
miss like too many weeks. where I
Yeah,
have to- I
right,
have
right.
to
You're like,
rewatch
all right,
to
I'll
catch up.
rewatch. That hasn't happened in a while,
No,
though.
no,
Yeah.
it's been since the beginning of the second. Arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't find an issue with that. You know, you've experienced all of these things. Some things just don't come as a huge surprise to you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
They could have fleshed out that scene a little more.
They
though,
could have fleshed out the
definitely.
scene more. Yeah.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
but-
I thought it was a great scene. Again, you know, I think I expressed disappointment in Queen not being the main villain last week, and this week I expressed slight disappointment in the robot not being Queen related at all.
Right.
Pandora,
Pandora. Yes.
But I
yes.
think it's really cool. I think the mythology behind it, even though I feel like Akira's description of the mythology was a little off base from the actual mythology, but that's fine. You know, it's a show. It's whatever.
their own
exactly
universe,
I think
I
it's
guess.
a cool concept.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, Revolver in the first duel when he used the Cyberse monster, I think Playmaker or I said, "Why are you using Cyberse? Don't you hate Cyberse?" And Revolver said, "It's fun to fight poison with poison." And that's exactly what he's doing right now, right?
Right.
He's fighting
Oh, yeah,
an AI
absolutely.
with artificial intelligence.
Right.
Because I was even though, did you get any, you're not nervous that Pandora is going to turn
Oh,
somehow?
absolutely. No,
You are,
and,
you
like,
are. Okay.
Because it's heavily,
absolutely
heavily
gonna-
implied
right?
because he's like, oh, we can do that now, as in limit whenever her free will gets too off base and
Yeah.
like she turns against humans. We have a program to shut those thoughts down. And when Akira says you can do that, he says for now.
That's exactly what
Come
I
on.
said.
It's
I
the
literally
foreshadowing at its
yeah,
finest.
that's exactly what I said in the
Yeah.
review. I'm like, even Revolver is like showing some nervous signs about this.
Yeah,
it's not going to go well.
Yeah, it's not going to go well at all.
No.
Which I think,
Jeez.
yeah. Actually, I'm not sure where it could go, but I think maybe
Well, maybe I gets control of her.
exactly.
Yeah, that'll be
So.
Uh,
interesting.
Could I read 2 comments?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this one was from Vetri99 Sukuya.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who that is?
Yes. Yeah. Veteran 99.
Responding to what Cameron had said, the bench scene was nothing compared to the romanticism of having Revolver being in a field of flowers reaching out to Playmaker.
That's honestly true. Not like
Yeah. I mean, that's
If-
true.
I mean-
well, and he called I by I's real name, but then he went back to Dark Ignis.
yeah. Still though,
So-
like even that moment was less platonic than the bench. The bench scene
Maybe.
was even more so platonic. than
Maybe,
that.
but you know, he's.
I'm not implying there is a romance between.
Yeah,
them,
it's his
Revolver and
dying
Playmaker.
breaths.
Right.
So-
So, but you know, you feel more emotion, like
Sure,
more passion
sure,
in that moment
sure.
than the platonic. Clearly, at least clear to me, platonic friendship between Aoi and Yusaku.
Absolutely.
I also have a comment from Boredom Girl.
Yes, boredom.
Akira is going to die, and then Aoi will get her 4th avatar.
Yeah, I'd love
wow,
to see
another change, huh?
it. Yeah, I'd be
That
fine
could
with
be
it.
cool.
I'd be fine with
I
it.
mean, I love Blue Maiden.
I like
but-
Blue Maiden too. Blue Maiden's probably my favorite, but Blue Maiden, Blue Angel, Blue Girl, I would say.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
In like decrease. Yeah.
Hmm But you know, I'm down for another. I'm always down for avatar changes. I have no
Yes.
issue with it, so that's cool.
I agree with that though. I think that'll be like sort of her final transformation. You know, having to grow as a person again.
Well, what I think is really interesting, if you want to talk about signs from the opening,
Sure.
the opening shows all of the characters, and then it shows the characters swoosh into Link Vrains in
Right.
the very beginning. And the only characters that are there, Shoichi is in the background, so
Right.
Kusanagi will be all right. Playmaker, Blue Maiden, Revolver, and Soul Burner. I think those are the only ones that are going to be left alive after this. I think all of
good.
them, because I is going to succeed, right? He's going to get this key from
Right.
Akira.
I mean, like
He's
what
gotta.
villain at this stage is not going to be succeeding?
Right,
It just
he's
doesn't
not
make
going to
sense.
succeed in the overall goal. But
Right.
honestly, like we're moving through the season pretty quickly.
Right,
Maybe
we're
there's
only
going to
5
be another
episodes in.
villain.
If you were to fail already, it would be a bad sign.
Right, exactly. And we are going to make predictions formally on Robopi and Ghost Girl and Blood Shepherd. Did Pete text you yet?
No.
We're still waiting on Pete. But Calibro, me, and Nick T all
yeah.
texted in our picks. And right now we are all 6-2, except Nick T, who's 5-3. The person who comes in last takes the entire team out for a New York steak dinner.
That's
so
how it goes.
You got to make up some ground here, man. But this
Or
is
money,
this
either
is,
one.
this is a tough duel. Yeah, this is a tough duel to call though. But we're gonna get into that in just a little bit. Yes.
There is one more comment actually I want to read
Sure,
because there's
absolutely.
a birthday.
birthday?
Actually, he just donated, so $5 from Brian Ford.
Thank you, Brian. Great guy.
Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well. Can't stay for long celebrating my birthday. Just wanted to say this was a great episode, my favorite episode so far.
Yeah,
yes,
105
agree.
was the top 5
Yeah,
episode.
happy
for me. Great
birthday,
episode.
Brian.
Brian, happy birthday, my friend. Thank you for
Enjoy.
coming by. Thank you for donating. And yeah, you're a great dude. I hope you have an amazing birthday and an amazing year. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. So yeah, we are going to do the predictions very soon. And then right after we're done with the predictions, we'll take some donations and we'll bring Andy on. It's probably already been about 15 minutes.
I'd
So
say so.
but before we get into that duel, there was something very interesting that happened early on
Sure.
in this episode, the Kings.
Yes.
What did you make of that?
I actually liked the way they did that. So, like, rather than higher CEOs than Queen, because Hayami made it clear that Queen was the highest, right?
Right, and Hayami was surprised. Like, we have Kings?
Right.
Like, I didn't even know
but
they were
it's
a
like,
thing.
It's sort of,
Stuck with the chess piece format,
stuck with the
which is
chess
good.
piece format, but it also breaks down the hierarchy a little bit more, where it's like these Kings aren't above Queen. They're just, they serve a different function in the company, and they're stockholders. So I think they get say because of their, financial contribution to the company. So I think that's cool the way they did that, because there has to be someone. Akira can't run the company.
Right,
himself.
that's true.
Someone else has to be calling the shots,
Funding
along
it.
him.
Yeah,
exactly. So
well,
I
I
think it was well
loved
done.
it, and
Yeah,
you
I
know
liked it.
what was another great reference that I missed when I first watched? A lot of people pointed out to me the Kings, because their avatars were like these galaxy-looking
Right.
avatars. The colors of the circle were one was red,
and
one was
green.
yellow, one was blue,
Oh, yeah.
which are the
you're right.
3 Egyptian god cards.
Wow.
That's a pretty good Easter egg right there.
Yeah,
obviously
Ra,
Ra, Slifer. Yeah, you like that, Andy?
Oblivion.
Yeah.
Obelisk, excuse me.
Yeah, so that was an awesome ode.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's a coincidence. Probably not.
I
Three
mean,
kings, and then you have them.
To be fair, those are the 3 primary colors, so
Green's not a primary color?
no.
It's,
No.
it's blue, yellow, and red?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did
But
not know. I
still,
didn't think
like,
yellow
that,
was a primary
it's
color.
still an obvious choice, and I think
I think it's a cool.
gotta
I'm
be
just
an-
going to say
it's
it's
got to be an homage.
I'm
yeah.
just going to say it's an homage, whether it was or not intentionally.
I would
think
like
it's
it to
really
be,
cool.
yeah.
And yeah, will we see the Kings? Maybe the Kings will be the final villains, because this
I would
season's
like
moving by
to
very
not see
quickly.
that. I don't.
I don't know what I want to see
Yeah,
anymore.
because
I'm just excited
the
with.
Kings, are only invested in the company as it makes them money.
Sure.
So I feel
Sure.
like if things start going downhill, they pull out, and that's it.
Right.
So like I don't think they have
Pull out game strong. Yeah.
pull out control. So I would like to see them almost retreat if the company goes downhill. It's like,
Yeah.
hell
you're
no,
right.
we're out of this.
Okay, I can see that.
I got Pete's picking.
Oh, beautiful. Okay,
Yes.
so then you know what? Let's go right
It's
into
time,
it.
yeah.
And I want you guys to make your predictions. Shoot, you know what I failed to do? I failed to get the poll results because I asked people if they want who they would have rather, not who they would have rather seen win, but who they think is going to win. Let me pull that up real quick. But we are going to be making our predictions on Robopi versus Ghost Girl and Blood Shepherd. So the way this is going to work, and please play at home, make your predictions at home. The way this is going to work is I think it's where did I make this poll? I think I made it in this video. If you pick Ghost Girl and Blood Shepherd, you're picking the whole team.
Right.
So if Robopi beats Blood Shepherd, but then Ghost Girl beats Robopi,
the team wins.
Yeah, Ghost Girl and Blood Shepherd win.
Right. I think
So
it's pretty clear.
okay, I have the poll results. I have the poll results here. So it's pretty even actually, which is what I would expect. 300 votes, 54% said Robopi will win. 24% said Blood Shepherd Ghost Girl wins.
Wow.
20% said draw no result. So basically, you can analyze that. 54% people say Robopi will win. 46% say she won't win.
Right, right.
That's about
pretty
as even as you're going to get.
Right.
So I've said it for a while, very tough duel to call because draw and no result are in play. Jordan, what did Pete and Calibro pick?
So Calibro picked Robopi,
Okay.
and Pete picked Ghost Girl and Blood Shepherd.
He
Okay.
would. He would.
Okay.
I love him,
And in
but
the
he would.
chat, everybody is for Robopi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I too picked Robopi.
Okay.
I think it just makes sense. I love Ghost Girl and Blood Shepherd very much, but I think in terms of character building, in terms of plot-driven, driving the plot, I think it would make sense for Robopi to win. Another defense of Akira's shot down. Another way for I to get a step closer to Akira.
So, yeah, 2 Robopis here, 1 Blood Shepherd and Ghost Girl. I was very, very close to picking no result or draw because if Robopi on her debut duel beats Ghost Girl and Blood Shepherd, their characters are basically buried for the show.
Maybe.
I think they are. It would be a very bad look for both of those characters to team up and not be able to defeat a duelist dueling for the first time.
Right.
So,
true.
but on the other hand, Robopi's making her debut. She can't lose. Right? She can't lose and get killed off. And she loses to Blood Shepherd. This isn't Ghost Girl and, Go that might not kill Robopi. This is Blood Shepherd.
He will kill.
He
Robopi.
will kill her. A way I could see this playing out in Ghost Girl and Blood Shepherd's favor is if Robopi beats Blood Shepherd, knocks him out, and then Ghost Girl finishes the job and
then spare
wins.
her, yeah.
And maybe spares her. Ghost Girl also does have Pandora. So if maybe they lose, Pandora will save Ghost Girl.
It would be a good debut for the Pandora software as well. So that's.
I don't know.
What's the final decision?
I picked Robopi. I picked
Good call.
Robopi.
Good
So
call.
3 of us picked Robopi. Pete picked Blood Shepherd, Ghost Girl.
This could put me back in the game.
It could. But if Blood Shepherd and Ghost Girl win, Pete's got a
yeah.
full lead now. He's got a 2-game lead. Look, this is such a tough duel to call. It's such a coin flip. I'm done picking with my heart. I'm trying to pick with my brain.
Exactly.
The last duel I picked with my heart, I picked Blue Maiden to defeat Bowman, even though everything in my brain told me it's a girl dueling a guy late in the show. There is no way she's winning, and yet I picked Blue Maiden. I'm an idiot.
And so did I.
Yeah, I think we all did except Calibro.
Yep.
I don't know why that was a stupid pick.
It was a very dumb pick.
Especially in hindsight. You know, you get into it. You're like,
wanted
oh,
it,
she's
yeah.
you
We're
want
rooting
it,
for
yeah.
her, yeah.
I'm praying that Blood Shepherd and Ghost Girl wins. I am rooting hardcore for them in this duel because I really don't like Robopi, honestly. And I like Blood Shepherd. I like Blood Shepherd a lot, and I like Ghost Girl more.
I love Robopi.
And I like the dynamic between those two, and I want to see them defeat Robopi. And if Robopi gets killed off, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
That's messed up.
I mean, I wouldn't. She's trying to.
Who does I have left in this?
She's
world?
trying to enslave humanity, most likely. So I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I don't. You want androids taking over the whole world?
That kind of sounds sick.
All right. Well, you know what? 2030, you'll have your wish.
right.
Because of people like
The
you.
singularity. It's fun, it's fun.
So there were our picks. 3 Robopis, 1 Blood Shepherd and Ghost Girl, and yeah, I guess we'll get in. Do we have any donations?
Oh
bunch,
yeah.
right?
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much.
You really think we didn't have any donations yet?
I mean, I know. Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it. We'll go over maybe 5 or 6 donos, and then we will bring on Andy B. Excited for that.
I'm so
Okay.
So yeah, let's get into it. Also, what did most people in the chat say? Most people leaning towards Robopi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the late
Yeah.
money went to Robopi. Early on, it was
late money.
early on it
The
was
late
kind of
money.
split, but
You and your
gambling terms.
dude, you have a problem.
All right, let's go to some donations. Thank you
All
guys
right.
so much.
So, Nicholas Horton,
Thank you, Nick.
we finally had the Aoi and Yusaku bench scene.
Yeah,
Finally.
foreshadowed in the
Yeah,
opening.
I was surprised we saw it as soon as we did.
Yeah,
So
I was worried that was going to be a scene in the opening that never actually happened in the
Right.
show. Glad we were wrong.
It wouldn't be the first one, but I'm
Exactly.
glad it happened.
Yeah, glad it happened. Thank you for the donation, Nick. Appreciate it.
Here's Underdog Chris.
Of course.
Glad I
Chris.
could make it. How was everyone today?
Man, you
Doing
always
good,
ask.
dude.
I
Yeah, I
love
always
that.
ask. Doing good. Having a
Yeah.
good
Really well.
weekend. Yeah, thank you for asking. Thank you for the dono, and I hope you're having a great weekend, man. Thank you.
Davis Enos.
Davis.
Thank you, Davis.
What did you-
In the chat, I said, if you were a bench, what Vrains character would you let sit on you?
All right.
As a follow up
Oh,
to
sort
the
of
to
like
the
the
chair
chair
question.
question.
So
Right.
he
So it's a dirty
asked
question, but
benches
yeah,
or
go on.
chairs.
Wow.
Okay, well, I
benches.
prefer a chair, I think. Like a comfortable chair like this one.
Well, I mean,
To a
Who's
bench?
to say what kind of chair? Really, I guess.
Depends on the quality of the
I
chair.
think it's got to be an even playing field because most benches are wooden. You got to assume it's a wooden chair as well. And I would say a bench because you can share that with a person. It's more, as we.
All right,
So-
fine, fine. If you want to get romantic, fine. Nick sees the romanticizer.
He's not actually like this. It's all for the show.
That's untrue.
Thank you for the dono,
Don't
Davis.
buy into that.
€5 from Chris Raiders.
Thank you.
Am I saying that right?
Vincent? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know him as Vincent.
I would say
but-
like Crystal.
Yeah,
so I would say
Crystal.
Chris.
I think yeah. Either way.
Hi everyone. Hope you're all well. I'm not going to be around for the podcast, but I just wanted to say I loved the episode. All the in real life scenes were great.
Thank
I
you so
agree.
much for the donation.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of people were high on this episode.
Yeah.
I think
because
this.
it got a lot of real life, and I think that was really nice.
I think I remember Jarek tweeting about it,
Mhm.
like maybe like Wednesday night,
Yeah.
saying that he liked it.
Yeah, great
It's
episode.
generally well liked.
It filled that real life requirement that the show had been lacking.
Right.
That's
I think
why it
we
was so
still
good.
need more, but
Mhm.
we got a good taste of it.
Exactly.
That was good.
Exactly. Yeah. So thank you for the
And-
donation.
and thank you for stopping
Chris.
by.
Yes, thank you for coming by. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
$10 from Divzy.
Oh wow, thank you. Big donation there. Thank you, Div. I appreciate it, dude.
Says in the event of Playmaker using Storm Access against I could say his iconic "Ride the Wind" Playmaker line just to make Playmaker have second doubts about confronting I.
I would love that.
That would be great. Another thing that would be great with the Storm Access is if he tries to do it and yet he messes up somehow because he doesn't have Eye.
Yeah.
And
And
Eye
Eye
was a big
successfully-
catalyst of
yeah.
that. And so he goes for a card and he doesn't even get he just whiffs. There's
Right.
nothing. And he doesn't get a monster from the extra deck, and that's how I beats him. I'd
Right.
love to see something
I would,
like that.
I would love to see something like that. I'd love to see
That's
any
a cool-
sort of,
that's a
any
cool
sort
thought,
of
though,
mind
too.
game that I
Yeah.
could play. you
Oh
know.
yeah, the mind games are going to be great.
Yeah.
And that's why I think you see him so enraged at the end of the opening. I think
Right.
that will be a scene from the actual duel.
I think so
And
as
so
well.
I hope that's a great idea, Div.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, thank you for the donation, dude. I appreciate it.
$5 from Odd Eyes Vaughn.
Thank you, Odd Eyes.
Homie.
Akira is underrated. He's essentially the Bulma of Vrains.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now you watch Dragon Ball, so
I
you got
love
that.
Dragon Ball, and I
Yeah.
love Bulma.
Yeah.
Even though in Dragon Ball, Bulma is sort of irritating, but you still love her.
Well, he actually goes on to explain in the sense that he's the one-side character that always adds or progresses the plot.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Great. I mean, great analysis. I have yet to see
love
Dragon
Bulma.
Ball.
Dragon Ball is incredible.
Yeah, I know. I need to watch it. But
that's my child.
Akira, I will say, Akira is great, man.
So
Great character.
I
And
think-
Caliber, who originally said, "Oh, he's overrated," he took it back.
Everyone comes around on Akira.
Yeah, Akira's great,
the
man.
best.
Great. A
This
character
might as well
that
just be Akira everything. Change
early on, it seemed like he was maybe going to be the villain and like this asshole brother
Right,
to
no,
Aoi.
but he-
No, it didn't happen
the
that
most
way.
likable character.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
he's great, dude. Love Akira. Love him.
Another one from Odd Eyes.
Oh,
$5.
Thank you,
Wow,
Devin.
man,
Thank you,
he's
man.
racking it up.
Yeah, appreciate
Says-
it, dude. Great guy.
I absolutely despise Yusaku and Aoi because it's a weak shipping with little to no development. I haven't been vocal about it out of respect for others.
Well, I mean, until this episode, there wasn't much there.
Exactly.
Actually, there
It
was
is-
nothing
right now,
there
there
until
is
this
no basis
episode.
on it yet. So, of
But
course,
I think that can change.
It's weak
with
now,
time.
so I agree with you there. I don't despise it. I think if they develop it well, it could be good. Or if they keep it platonic, that could be cool too.
Well, now this is the first time in the show where now when Blue Maiden and Playmaker have interaction, that will actually build up the Yusaku and Aoi relationship because
Right.
now they're both aware. You know who I am. I know
Right.
who you are. Like we're doing this
And-
not just for us, but for
Right.
our real life self.
Right.
I also loved the role reversal in this episode. How many times in a show do you hear the guy character say to the girl hero, "Stay back, don't get involved, don't fight," like
All
trying to
the
protect
time.
the girl? But in this episode,
She
it was
told him to stay
her
back, yeah.
telling him to stay back. Like, we got this. Loved that aspect
That
of it.
reversal was great because
Yeah.
she understands. You know, she knows. And that actually, we didn't touch upon that a lot, but I love the fact that she really went like, if that were me in this situation, I couldn't fight.
Yeah, it would break
Aqua.
my heart. That's
it would
what
break
she
my
said,
heart,
yeah.
and it breaks my heart that you would have to fight.
Yeah,
Ai,
yeah.
So please stay
So
back.
she can feel that pain.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I thought the interaction between them was great. I will say though, I do until this episode there was really not anything between them. But like I think that will change with as
Right,
time goes
yeah,
by.
I think this is.
And at the end of the day, we're all allowed to have our opinions. If you don't
course.
like a pairing, that's
No.
completely fine.
And yeah, I mean, if it doesn't end up that way, I think it could be a great friendship, real life friendship, more
Absolutely.
than just them talking about Yusaku losing his job to the androids. You know, like
Yeah,
I think this is something real.
Yeah, it'll be
So-
good. Odd Eyes, thank you for the donation, dude. I appreciate it.
Um,
We'll do 2 more, and we'll get to all of them, of course, if there are 2 more.
yes, there are. Goosey Q. The bench scene seems more human than romantic.
Yeah,
totally
that
agree.
was my sense of it because
humanizes everybody and just
I don't know. To me, maybe I'm old. Honestly, like not talking about the show. I guess I'm more old school, where I feel like you kind of need to be friends with a significant other first before you get
it helps.
romantic.
It helps.
I mean, I'm someone though also who's I've never really been into the whole like kind of one night scene. So like that, I guess, is a little where you don't need to be friends with the person.
Well,
But,
I don't
like-
think that's the only. I'm not. I feel like I don't want to go into this.
Well, no, honestly, I want your opinion on it. Am I wrong to think that?
No, but that's
I feel
not
like
the only
being
instance-
friends. Okay, I never said it was the only instance, but I
But
used it as an
it's
example.
implied.
But being friends with someone, I feel like it's just better that way. Maybe not better, but it's to me, it's what I'm more accustomed to.
Sure, that's fine.
And so I guess you would disagree with that.
I
When you met Jordan, you were friends with Jordan
was
before
friends
you
with Jordan
dated.
Before we dated, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying, not necessarily. It doesn't have to be.
Oh no, I never said it doesn't have to be. I think just majority, I would say, is fair to say. From my experiences and
Sure.
my friends' experiences, I would say that a majority of the times you're friendly with the person before you start trying to make a move.
I guess oftentimes, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's maybe why
So you'd like to see a friendship bloom before a romance.
yeah, like we've kind of seen in the other Yu-Gi-Oh shows,
Right.
to a degree. Although they've always butchered romance. I don't.
I mean, so weird comparison, but so I'm about to make myself seem like a child. You remember iCarly, right?
I remember iCarly. Yes.
Freddie saves Carly. She falls in love with him for that purpose, but realizes that's the only reason she fell in love with
Well,
him.
that's Stockholm syndrome.
Not really.
Oh, okay. Maybe I don't. I guess I don't know what that is.
That's falling in love with your captain.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But so like it's like I don't want to see something like that where like Aoi suddenly loves Yusaku because he saved her X amount of times. Like it's just a trap. I don't. It would be nice to see.
It's a hopeless situation.
Not
loveless. It's loveless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels that way.
Yeah. Okay, I can get that. Yeah, so. I can understand that. Love is complicated, man.
Sure.
All right, let's. Thank you. Hey, the studio audience is giving me a standing O. I appreciate it, guys. But Goose, I do agree. We got way off topic. Goose, I do agree with you.
It was
man.
a human interaction.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We'll take one more.
$10 from Frobo Vergara.
Wow, thank you, Frobo. Big donation. Thank you so much.
You crushed that pronunciation, by the way.
Thank
was
you.
great. Thank you.
I start work in an hour, but just in case my theory is that I is not evil, but he's just playing since he's bored. The tag duel is going to be a tie. Playmaker's entrance was well done.
But so then,
So
Frobo,
a lot of points in one.
Yeah, Frobo, I thank you for the donation, dude.
I do disagree.
Well, I would say this. What's your definition of evil? Because if you're doing something that's causing harm to others for fun, isn't that kind of what evil is?
Exactly.
Maybe it's not Yami Marek evil.
Yeah.
But it's like it's still like messed up, you know?
Exactly. No, I mean I think so far already it's all a matter of perspective because
he went after Queen, and Queen was a horrible woman.
Exactly.
But now he's going after Akira.
Right.
And that's where you kind of cross that line.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, and I think any action that involves, no matter good or bad, involves harming someone out of boredom, speaks evil to me, no matter who that person is.
Right.
So I hope, and I doesn't seem like the character to do something like this out of boredom.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we don't know him as well as we thought we did.
Yeah. Survivor's guilt, man. It's tough to live with.
Exactly.
I think that
I
drove
don't think
him.
it would be out of. He seemed genuinely upset. I don't like. If this was just because he was bored, then the scene at the graves doesn't really mean anything.
Right. That's true. But Frobo, not a bad prediction there.
It's
and,
possible.
It's definitely possible. And he said that the Robabi duel would be a draw.
Yeah.
Is that, yeah. Possible. I mean, that's what I was leaning towards. Draw no result.
How much of a percent people voted?
20% voted draw / no
That's
result.
pretty high.
That means you're pulling 5 people. One out of every 5 thinks draw no result. That's high. For a draw no result. Every 5, 20%.
You said 20. I thought you said 25. Sorry.
No problem.
Really quickly.
Yes, absolutely.
I got a comment from JBYYX3.
JBex. Yep.
Oh.
I pronounced his name wrong for about 20 years. Don't worry.
Years.
A long time. Great guy. Very knowledgeable human being.
Well, wants me to tell you, remind Dylan that marmalade is not a fish.
Right. I said, okay, so I was live last night.
You called.
No, I said it as a joke, but, I've never had marmalade. Was basically the moral of the story. I know it's not a fish.
It's like a jelly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's like peanut. I'll stick to peanut butter and jelly, but that's all right. Maybe I'll try marmalade live one day for you guys. But
it's not like some foreign obscure. You're not eating like.
It's just isn't it art? Isn't it?
It's like preserves.
Yeah. It's
okay.
That's all it is.
All right.
Yeah, but you try it live on stream. We're not.
Like it's some hard to acquire delicacy.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna bring in Andy B. Andy, get over here, man. Get over here. Let's go. So Andrew, a very good friend of mine, known him for a couple of years now, at least, dating my cousin Samantha, and yeah, make some room for him. How you doing, dude?
How's it going?
Good. As I grab that microphone, our other mic stands broke, so you're gonna have to grab the mic. So how you doing, dude?
What's going on, everyone?
So
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, welcome aboard. I've known you for quite a while. Fan of the OG show. But introduce yourself first. Talk a little bit.
So my name is Andrew Brown, a.k.a. Andy B, as everyone calls
Andy
me.
B.
I'm from Staten Island, New York. I met Dylan because of my girlfriend Samantha. That's her cousin. And once I found out he was into Yu-Gi-Oh! And actually has a Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel, I was like, I'm in. I have to get on the podcast.
That's so sick.
And it's about time. We're finally here.
You
Yeah,
made it, dude.
sick.
You made it. So before we get into Yu-Gi-Oh!, which we're going to talk about Duel Monsters, we're going to talk about all that stuff, I do want to ask, because your goal right now is to try to get into the academy,
Correct.
become a cop. And I know you. I met a lot of people throughout my almost 25 years on Earth. I was a resident assistant, so I've met a lot of really good, high-class people. You're right at the top of my list,
appreciate
man.
that.
Dude, you're a genuine guy. You're an
Thank you.
amazing guy. So I wanted to, what made you want to become a police officer? What made you want to try to go down that route?
So growing up, my dad was a police officer for about, say, 23 years. And, I was just watching him, helping people. And that's what I always wanted to do. I just like to help people, interact with people and stuff like that. So it was always my goal in life.
That's amazing, dude. And I got to tell you, when good people want to become part of like law enforcement, that makes me feel very good.
Yeah.
Because we need
We're in good
we need
hands.
like high class people to do those jobs. And you are. I mean, you're not just saying that like as a cookie cutter answer.
No,
I know
but
you.
it's-
I know you behind the scenes. You're a great guy,
Thank
man.
you.
So
Thank you so much.
yeah, it's awesome that you are going that route. And like ideally, New York City, like Manhattan. That's where you'd want to be.
Yeah, Manhattan, Brooklyn maybe. Depends.
Those are high pressure jobs, man.
Yeah,
Especially in
it's
like the
big
city
up
and
there.
stuff.
Yeah,
That's
it's tough.
that's
Don't make
awesome,
him
man.
nervous, man.
No, he knows about it. Come
No,
on.
Yeah, he's
I'm ready for it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
ready for
you
it.
got to be ready for it. You got to have that
Of course,
mindset, man. But no, honestly, when good people go into those kind of jobs, it's great, man. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's my bread
Let's
and
go.
butter.
Yeah,
right
we
there.
got to do it. So what Yu-Gi-Ohs have you seen?
So I've watched Duelist Kingdom,
Okay.
Battle City.
Okay.
I've watched a little bit of GX too.
Okay.
And a little bit of 5Ds, not really, but Battle City and Duelist Kingdom is like
Those are
it's what I know.
that's your bread and
That's
butter
my
right
bread and
there.
butter
Oh my
right there.
God.
Yeah. So
My faves.
I wanted to ask you because there's a lot of people that are watching that I'm sure have seen the original, that have probably watched Vrains, have probably watched a lot of shows. So, because we seldom get this opinion on this podcast, so I'm excited and interested to hear from you. When you watch the original Yu-Gi-Oh, you love it.
Love it.
You love it. There's what prevents you from saying, you know what, let me watch GX or 5Ds? What's like the big turnoff with the newer shows for you personally?
I think as the seasons go on, for me at least, I like playing the card game. So I feel like
Right.
the game has got a little more complicated for me at least. Just playing with all these like link summoning monsters, but synchro summonings in 5Ds. I've gotten into that too. But
Yeah.
that was like it for me. I was like, oh man,
Synchro's your cutoff.
it's getting a little complicated now.
yeah. So like XZs, Pendulum,
XZs,
Links.
Pendulum links.
Yeah. Because you play with your friends, but you play very casually.
play very
You play
casually.
old school rules.
Old school,
Which
yeah.
is awesome. Yeah.
We enjoy it. We love it still to this day.
So Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 gets announced. It's a sequel to the original Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Or
Don't
in the
tempt me.
original Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe. Are you watching that show?
I'm absolutely watching that.
Okay, cool. So going back to Duel Monsters, what's your favorite? Who's your favorite character? Your favorite moment? Like, is there just one duel you can watch that you get hyped out of your seat for?
Okay, so my favorite Duel Monsters character is by far Seto Kaiba.
Seto Kaiba, dude, a
Yes.
classic, man,
such-
a classic. He's your favorite.
He is my absolute
That's
favorite.
fair, that's
Blue
fair.
Eyes White Dragon is my absolute favorite monster.
Now you have a good story with Blue Eyes White Dragon.
So as a little joke I played, I make my girlfriend Samantha carry a Blue Eyes White Dragon in her wallet, just in case she runs into some trouble.
That's
In
the
case-
good
in
luck
case-
charm right
Or
there.
good luck
in case she gets pulled over, she can just show the
Just
blue
it
eyes.
shows the blue eyes of Kabe. Oh,
All right.
My apologies.
You're
My
good to go.
apologies.
When you told me that story like a year ago, I was crying, dude.
It's
and,
brilliant.
and yeah, she always just whips out the blue eyes from her wallet. That's great, man.
and even my friend group, we carry our favorite cards in our wallet. It's like a little it's fun. It's
That's
fun.
amazing.
I'm
That's
jealous.
amazing.
Why haven't we done
Yeah,
that?
why
That's
haven't
so
we done that,
sick.
dude? That is amazing. That is amazing.
My friend Danny, shout out to Danny Rosenbauer, keeps Albus the Tormentor in his
Yo.
wallet. Beast of a
like an
monster.
original like obelisk.
Original
That's
Albus the Tormentor.
So
That's
sick.
freaking great, dude. That's freaking great. Well, Jordan, Nick T gave you a card, right, to carry around in case.
Oh, stop! Don't do that to
Nope.
me.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting.
Don't do this.
He's not concerned about my safety.
Oh
apparently.
wow!
Well-
yeah, you really set me up that way, didn't you?
I'm sorry, but maybe that's something to consider for an anniversary
Anyway,
gift.
this is
Yeah.
it did put things into perspective.
Can we go to Barnes and Noble so you can pick up a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, you
might not
better
get anything.
you better open something strong in that pack. I
Yeah.
mean, we're competing with Blue Eyes and Obelisks. You're not going to find many
Yikes.
monsters that are going to
I'll
compete
have
with
to sort-
those.
My brother still got like some heavy hitters, so
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
you're
to sort
you're
through.
gonna have to whip some of
Also,
them out.
add the promo packs you gave me with.
Oh,
the-
that's true.
with
Yeah,
all
they
the
got
aces.
Stardust, Dark
Yeah,
Magician.
Exactly.
You're carrying around a Dark Magician in your wallet. You know it's going to be a good
Oh,
day.
No, exactly.
When I gave Sam Blue Eyes to hold in her wallet, it gave me a lot of points.
That was the moment where she was like,
That was the
I have a
moment.
keeper. This is he's the one. That's amazing. Which do you prefer, Duelist Kingdom or Battle City? Because they're two great arcs.
But they're both great, incredible.
Yeah.
I can watch them over and over.
Yeah,
but
I
I'm gonna
agree.
go with Battle City.
Yes.
Mainly because they like the rules have changed in Battle City. You have to sacrifice to summon more
They're-
powerful
they're more
monsters,
realistic,
more realistic,
yeah.
not just throwing blue eyes at the blue eyes down the field for nothing.
Duelist Kingdom's
But
nuts,
that's what
man.
made it great too. That's what
I
made
see.
it amazing.
I will say, because there's a lot of people who the knock they have on Duelist Kingdom is they don't like to watch it because it's like there's no rules. That's their knock. But for me, I love it,
Yeah,
man.
I think that's what makes
like
it so
that.
unique.
That's what old Yu-Gi-Oh was
Right.
before Yu-Gi-Oh was
A
a
lawless
serialized card game. It was a lawless game where you just did whatever the hell you wanted. Like you want to attack the moon, make a tsunami. Sorry, dude, you lost.
That's it.
That's the game. Tide's rising,
Yeah,
bro.
the rules there were so like intriguing. I
like-
remember when Yugi was doing Kaiba.
Yeah.
Kaiba summoned Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon for the first time, and Yugi like had to cut off like each of the heads, and it was just like.
Oh yeah, what was that?
And the heads got
and
like
the heads-
infected.
Yeah, and the
where they
heads
were...
got infected with Mammoth Graveyard.
Yeah, right. Dude, it was
so wild.
It was
It was wild. Yeah.
nuts.
That was the fun because, like, you know, when the rules started following the card game, you know, you could sort of predict what could possibly happen. With no
Yeah.
rules, anything would
Anything
blow your
goes.
mind.
That's what I loved
Anything
about it,
goes.
man. That's why that arc was so great. And going back and watching
You're
it,
like,
it's like, okay, whoa, this is a lot crazier than I remember.
Yeah.
It was just nuts. My favorite, though, my personal one of my favorites was the Labyrinth duel.
Great.
The Paradox
It's
Brothers.
great.
Amazing duel.
Unparalleled,
It's
honestly.
just
It
amazing.
is absolutely amazing, and that was the first ever like tag duel introduced.
Yeah.
Did Calibro has an affinity for that? He's name dropped that episode, hasn't he? The Labyrinth Duel.
I think so. I mean, he likes Penguin Soldier. He always name drops Penguin Soldier. He's obsessed with Penguin Soldier. But like, man, sometimes I do wish that every now and then the newer shows would have those kind of gimmicky, crazy
sort of
duels. We
break
kind of saw it with Revolver
tradition.
and Lightning,
Right.
where Lightning got that one life
Right,
point.
yeah, it's like you can't do that in the real game.
Right.
And that's what I would like to see every now and then.
Yeah, me too. Because that's respecting, I feel like, the roots of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Right.
Like, obviously, Yu-Gi-Oh has developed, and you should, we obviously do respect that and how it's developed into this incredibly well-selling and highly profitable card game, and the legacy that Yu-Gi-Oh has as one of the most popular games in the world. But like the origins of it was that it was a game. In the early Yu-Gi-Oh manga, they're playing all these different games, and then even in Duelist Kingdom, when the card game was more popular and was more relevant, it was still just kind of do whatever the hell you want, make up your own rules, and that's kind of cool. It kind of has the unpredictability factor of maybe like a Pokemon battle in the show, where you don't know who's going to whip out this crazy
It's not
attack.
like they have the same 4 moves. Like they
Right,
do in the
exactly,
video game,
exactly.
like the same
When
2
they're
on the
gonna
card game.
evolve,
Right.
like and so sometimes that's the one knock I have with Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's just too structured.
Right.
Obviously, I still love it, but I'd love for them to go back to the Duelist Kingdom roots every
Absolutely.
now and
Yeah, I
then.
agree.
Yeah, but Battle City, I do agree, though, was the
Oh
best.
my god,
Battle
Marek.
City.
Yeah, unparalleled as a
He's
villain.
my favorite.
So
like,
good.
in every way, like as a villain, like aesthetically, like his voice, even like his dub voice actor. I just love everything about
He
Marek.
was so evil. Like
He
you
was
could
so-
tell how evil he was.
Yeah,
and
oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure all the other villains, like in Vrains and stuff, they're evil too.
Oh,
but,
they're
like,
bad guys, but
Marek, when I was little, I got that feeling. I was like, wow, this dude
Yeah.
means business.
That's what it was. Well, nostalgia, because
Yeah.
you also just touched on when you're little. Nostalgia definitely plays a
Oh,
part.
absolutely.
100%.
Nostalgia is a big part
Yeah,
of it
yeah.
for sure.
And I hate the people that don't acknowledge, because nostalgia is a powerful
Very
drug and
powerful.
feeling, and I hate the people that don't acknowledge that nostalgia definitely helps like keep the older show kind of immortalized.
Sure, of course.
The first thing you said was like, I think it is a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah, it's-
and I like when people like recognize that.
Yeah, and I definitely do recognize that, but I think there's sort of a line. There's a fine line where it's like a show like Duel Monsters, where it's like the nostalgia factor does keep it alive, but you go back and it holds up. It's still enjoyable.
I think
to
it
watch.
holds up. Yeah.
Growing up, I loved Gundam Wing.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to watch it. It's very hard to get through.
That happens sometimes.
It doesn't hold up.
Yeah. The older
So,
show
like,
holds up. It does.
But that holds
The
up.
original was great. Have you seen any other arcs from the original? Have you seen like the Noah Virtual World arc?
Yeah, I've watched a little bit.
Couldn't get into it?
Like Dungeon Dice.
Dungeon Dice is
Couldn't
a
get into
great,
it.
great mini arc there.
It
Yeah.
was- yeah, it was Duke Devlin.
Duke
you know.
Devlin.
He's cool, but I
I
don't know.
shout when
Duke
you're like
Devlin.
some of your favorite characters from Duel Monsters. I shouted out Duke Devlin.
Yeah, I remember
still love
that.
Duke
I remember
Devlin.
that. I got a lot of crap for that. No,
Did you?
yeah, Duke Devlin was good. Yeah. What about like Seal of Orichalcos? Does that sound familiar
Yeah,
at all?
yeah,
Season
for
4,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then
watched that.
then they go to Egypt in season
Yeah.
5, and there's barely any duels.
Yeah,
It's just them
It's
just
cool,
quiet
though.
then. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was cool.
It was interesting. It was different. It was unique. I liked it. Favorite duel of the entire franchise.
Wow.
That's a tough
I
one.
have a feeling we might have the same one though, and you don't know what mine is. Maybe you do. I don't know.
Well, I'll do my favorite duels from
Duelist
City,
and Battle.
then,
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine. That's fine.
So my favorite all-time duel was probably like the duel in the Coliseum, Yugi versus Kaiba. That was incredible.
that
That's
yours?
it, dude. Yeah, that's mine. That's
Yeah,
mine. There we go.
there
Yeah,
you go.
that's mine.
That's
That duel
and
was
that,
amazing.
not only is that my favorite duel in the original show, throughout all 6 Yu-Gi-Ohs,
Yeah,
that is to
wow.
me the best, my favorite duel.
That
a
duel,
classic.
yeah, that is a classic duel. Watching the two god
Magnificent.
cards go at it,
And then when the God
Yep.
cards go down and the
Yep.
ace monsters come, it was just so good.
it was incredible.
Yugi and Kaiba's great, man.
Yeah,
The best thing.
incredible.
What do you do for Duelist Kingdom?
So, Duelist Kingdom is tough. I like probably it's gonna be Yugi versus Joey. Duelist Kingdom.
Joey.
Okay.
Yugi Joey.
Okay. That's an interesting
It
one.
was the first time you seen them actually duel each other.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
stakes were high. Serenity with her, surgery for her
Right,
eyes, and then
he
you
was
had
fighting for a
he was
lot.
fighting for a lot, and then you had Yugi and his grandpa. Pegasus took his soul and all that stuff.
I forgot about that. for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
He did take his
Yeah.
soul.
See, for me, it's Yugi Pegasus. That was
Yugi
that
Peg-
duel
of
was
course.
incredible,
No,
man.
it's a great duel.
Yeah, I mean, Vrains has had some great villains, and Vrains might actually be near the Duel Monster villains.
Right.
But Duel Monster, besides Vrains, because we don't know how Vrains is going to end, Duel Monsters has had the best villains easily.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think almost uncomparably to the other shows. You have Bakura, who was
Oh my
great.
God. And
Marek
honestly,
was
people
great.
Sleep on Bakura because
Pegasus was great.
Bakura
People do
is
sleep on
low-key
Bakura.
one of the most evil
Well,
characters.
Bakura is manipulating everything throughout the entire
Yeah.
show, and then he makes his move at the very end.
Exactly.
So
And I
he's
think that's
great.
So sick.
Yeah, he's great.
And the way he sort of after pretty much not every but most final duels for each arc, he swoops in, straight up kills not kills.
In the
but
manga, he
He
kills
does.
he kills
Pegasus.
Pegasus,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in the show takes his
Took his eye. Yeah.
Bakura's always swooping in, is
He's always there, just
Yeah.
manipulating.
it's so sick.
It's tremendous. Yeah, they had some great villains. But yeah, dude, the original's great, man.
Yeah, the another duel I want to shout out is in Battle City, the double duel on the roof of the building.
yeah.
Yugi and Kaiba
Umbra
and
and
Loomis,
Loomis, yeah.
Loomis and Umbra. I love that duel.
Yeah.
Watching Yugi and Kaiba go back and forth in the beginning, where Kaiba was like, "I got this, stay back," and then they decided to work together and stuff.
Now that
Cool.
duel, I'm not sure if you're aware, was different in the Japanese version and
Oh, I'm
in
sure.
the dub. So in the
really?
dub, you can see the purple aura under the building, and they
Oh,
fall
yeah.
into it. So in the original version, there's no they fall to their death.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's no purple aura. They
Battle
just fall.
City was so good.
Yeah, they just fall
And
to their death.
another one.
Battle
it's-
City was
it's
great.
just on
though.
my mind now. Another duel that I really liked was Yugi versus Arcana.
Oh, that was. I'm
That was a great
glad
duel.
you shouted that out
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm one of the only people that loves that duel.
I love that duel.
the magician
That's-
versus magician.
Yeah, that was the first time
Oh.
Yugi
the
goes up.
Saw
against his
inspired.
favorite. Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
That was another one that's different because in the dub they have the blades that are purple.
Right.
The second they touch you, you go to the shadow realm.
Yeah.
But in the original, it's just regular chainsaws
That's
that would
it,
cut
yeah.
off your legs. And that duel was actually very different because also Arcana loses that duel, and this is different from in the anime did it both ways. In the anime, Marek takes over and talks through Arcana.
Yeah.
In the manga, which they completely excluded from both versions of the manga, Marek says that he's going to stir up thoughts of Arcana when Arcana was suicidal from 10 years ago, and that the second Arcana wakes up, those thoughts will be very present and he's going to kill himself immediately.
Oh
man.
my
And
god.
and so then
brutal.
you assume that you never see him again, so you
Crazy.
assume he probably did.
Oh, man.
But Marek was messed up, man.
Marek was messed
Marek
up.
was and that was something that even when the anime in the Japanese anime, when the original anime censored something, that's when you know it was really fucked
Right.
up.
It's yeah, maybe we
even
should not do
when
this.
they don't include it, when the sub doesn't include it, that's yeah, let's change this. But yeah, man, it's just the original show is
incredible.
great. Yeah, and that's the
insane.
thing. If they ever did a sequel to the original, man, a lot of
Sold.
people I think would come back and watch
I think
it.
it would breathe new life into the series again.
Definitely.
And of course, not to say that it's taken a slump. I've clearly loved Vrains, and I think a lot of the other series, as you've described, have been great. But I think this would get the older fans back into it.
Oh yeah.
And they would just double the fan base.
Well, that's
It would only
exactly what
be
it
good.
is. If all fans, I've said this a lot, if all people that played the card game watched the show, it would be the most watched anime in the world.
Right.
But probably only about 10% of card game players watch.
Sure.
If all people, this is another tidbit I'm throwing, if all people that watched the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Watched all of the Yu-Gi-Ohs through thick, and then Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be at the level of Dragon Ball with the amount of people that watched easily. Think about how big the original
I
show
believe
was.
it. It's-
That's what it would
you
be
couldn't
at.
escape it.
But so many people, after Duel Monsters, they fell off. GX, more people. It's not often that we've seen, I don't know, maybe Arc 5 because they did a lot of nostalgia baiting with the older shows.
Right.
Maybe Arc 5 brought some people back into it. But with the newer shows, especially after 5Ds, I don't think they've brought back the amount of people that
Sure.
they've lost.
Right.
So that's just my view
It's a
on
tough
it.
thing to do. Like once you
Tough
like,
thing to
an
do, yeah.
original and then
Especially when you're doing
spin-offs.
a lot of the spin-offs. I mean, Pokemon probably has the same problem. There's
course.
definitely not many people watching Sun and
Yeah,
Moon compared to the
after,
original.
Like Indigo,
Yeah,
Indigo League
yeah.
too, that was especially once it went into Netflix. People instead of watching Sun and Moon, why not just rewatch Indigo League?
Exactly. Well, that's what happens with Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh, the original comes back on Netflix. We're gonna watch the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah.
So if you have a sequel to that, or if you have a show where like the main character is Yugimoto's son, kind of like what Naruto is doing with
Right,
Boruto.
Boruto,
Even though
yeah.
I've heard mixed things about Boruto,
Sure.
but if you do that, I'm sure a lot of people will watch that, get
Right.
back into it. Maybe the rival is Seto Kaiba's son, and you can have that blood
daughter.
rivalry. That'd be great, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot they could do to get back into it. But yeah, I guess we will go over some donations. Thanks for coming on.
Sure,
that was
it's a
So
pleasure.
still
No,
have
I
a
love-
lot to
That
talk
got me
about.
so stoked.
Yeah,
No,
that was
I
great.
love
man.
talking about the old
It's always
shows
great
anytime.
talking about the
Thank
old
you guys for
shows.
having me.
No, dude,
Really
of course,
appreciate
of
it,
course,
sure.
of course, man.
All right, so we've got some donuts.
Want some donations?
sure.
Oh yeah.
Because we have a lot. £5 from TNX Rail.
Thank you, TNX.
This is kind of a confusing one. So
You may have to
That's okay.
interpret it.
I'll interpret it.
in Tag Duel or 2 vs. 1 have separate life points. Akira loses and Aoi wins. After what happens gives big win. And then I still gets code by a technicality.
No, I completely understand what
Okay.
he's saying. So he's saying I is going to duel Akira and Aoi in a 2v1. Aoi has her own set of life points. Akira has his own set of
Right.
life points. I beats Akira, gets his life points down to 0,
Right.
takes the key because he beat Akira,
Right.
but then Aoi defeats I. So Aoi gets a huge win against I,
Okay.
but I still succeeds in his plans. It's weird that you said that, TNX, because I thought about that same exact scenario earlier today. I'm not even kidding. I was like, that would be great.
That'd be
Because then
really
you could
good
say
for Aoi's
Aoi beats
character.
I,
Yeah.
who maybe could be coming off a win against Playmaker at that point.
Right.
That would be massive, but he still succeeds.
Right, because
And
we need him to succeed. at this
exactly.
point, yeah. So,
Man, another thing I'd love if they did, if all of the Ignis got human-like appearances.
it could happen.
And we would have 5
That could be the
amazingly
goal.
designed. That could be the goal. I think that might be the goal, honestly, to
And
revive
see
his
that,
Ignis.
like, to see his team against.
And then think about all the duels you have there. You can have Revolver versus Human
Yeah,
Lightning
'cause
in a
obviously
rematch.
We can't consistently have I and Robopi versus everyone.
No.
It just wouldn't work for
Yeah.
an entire arc.
Yeah.
But if we have a team,
Oh, it would be great, man. I
That
hope
could
they
be
go
cool.
that route.
That'd
We
be
have enough time to go that route.
yes, we do.
We could have Aqua versus Miyu and Aoi. Although, why would they be evil and going
Oh, and
after
wait,
humans?
But I mean, depending on how he brings them back, I don't know. But it would speak to a bit of foreshadowing of Aoi saying, "Oh, that would break my heart if I ever had to go up against Aqua." There, put her in that position.
Yeah, it could be foreshadowing there. Thank you, TNX Rail, for the
Very
donation.
cool.
Be
Thank
great
you.
if they go that route.
Here's $5 from Davis Enos.
Thank you, Davis.
I blame Kusanagi for Playmaker's identity being revealed. LOL. Homie never changed his avatar other than his basic Pokemon trainer avatar. LOL.
Yeah.
So I think dueling in his actual real life gear in that one duel is what. Yes, he's right. If he dueled in his Pokemon trainer outfit, I don't think he would have put it together because obviously at the moment Akira was like, "And you are,"
Yeah, that's true.
but you know.
I don't know.
He's right.
Yeah,
He's
you're,
right.
yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right, David. Thank you.
But, you know, it needed to happen, I guess.
Yeah, they had to do it some way, but it that's funny.
We have one from Jake Goes Online.
Thank you, Jake.
Says, hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Uncle Dylan.
Hi, son. We love you very much.
Yeah, Jake, we're going to be happy to host you June
Yes,
29th.
very
Cannot wait.
excited.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
my
no
son.
episode June 26th, so I'm not sure what we'll talk about, but we'll
No
find
episode June
something.
26th.
Yeah,
Maybe we could do more of just everything.
yeah, we'll do more of a casual podcast. Last June of every month, they always take off
Interesting.
a week. Well,
They
Yeah.
need it. They need it.
they're working around the clock over there. I feel horrible. Their working conditions are horrible.
Here's Chris Swan.
Thank you, Chris.
Loser takes Egyptian god tier patron out for steak.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that could be cool.
Yeah, that'll be Nick T. So you're down for
Hey,
that?
stop. I could win.
That will
I could still
it'll be
win.
Nick.
Thank you for the
God damn it,
donation, Chris.
guys.
Thank you for the amazing support you've given me the last few months, dude. I do appreciate it.
$10 from Elizabeth W.
Wow, thank you, Liz. Thank you so much.
My 22nd birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Happy
Oh,
birthday.
Happy birthday, Liz.
Wow.
Liz, you're getting
So
a happy
many
birthday
June
wish from
birthdays.
Andy
Yeah, a lot of
B.
birthdays
Liz.
now.
Birthday.
Liz, thank you so much.
Oh,
Liz is
wow.
great.
She's the best.
I
And
want-
she said, oh, no, I'm sorry.
No, you go. You go.
She says, so I decided to give a little to you guys because your content and streams are always fun to watch. In terms of who I think will win, I have to go with Robopi.
Thank you so
Liz,
much,
thank
Liz. Liz,
Wow. we
thank
got
you.
a-
That's
yeah,
amazing.
that's
She's
ve-
great.
she's the
She's
best.
awesome.
Where does
So
she
many
Where
June
does she
birthdays.
live?
I don't know.
Nearby, right? I thought.
I think she lives a few hours north.
Okay.
I don't want to say the exact location.
think you're
Some
But
people are,
but
yeah.
like close.
Yeah, a few
ish,
hours north.
yeah.
Yeah, she
Let's
caddies.
bring her on.
On the
Yeah,
that's
she
weekend.
should come on.
Yeah.
bring
Yeah,
her
if
on.
you're ever in the New Jersey area, Liz.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, what did she say about Robapi? Who's going to win?
Rabapi.
She said
Yeah,
Rabapi.
yeah, I agree with her.
Yep.
I mean, not strongly, but that's my
enough.
pick, but
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
That's a coin toss duel, I'm telling you.
We have another one from Frobo Vergara.
Okay.
Tie because Robapi is still training.
Yeah,
Possible. I mean,
That's the
yeah,
thing, this
that's
is
why it's such a
Rabapi's-
high,
I'm praying she
Vote.
loses. But
What episode did
stop
Robapi
that.
come in?
as a human, she debuted in 103,
Yeah. Yeah.
but really 104.
Yeah. Really.
But what about
104.
before that?
Well, she was a robot
robot
in
and
the
But-
very
didn't do
beginning.
anything.
Because I don't remember ever seeing an episode she was in.
She was a little robot.
Well,
that-
well,
No, I
you-
know what she looks like. I don't think I ever saw her.
Yeah,
though.
well, you also picked up for like 10 episodes in the middle of season 2. And we tried to
At least
explain
one of
everything
those-
to
At
you.
least one of those
That's
recap
true.
episodes had Rabapi in it.
Probably, yeah, definitely. Maybe
maybe.
not.
Maybe for 2 seconds.
She's irrelevant, don't worry.
Stop that.
Whoa,
You stop.
that's rude.
Enough.
All right, fine.
Rabapi's.
Frobel, thank you for the dono, dude. Appreciate it.
We have a donation from Red Eye, $5. The 148th episode of Vrains is the 1000th episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Since DM.
Yep.
Do you
crazy.
think they would do a special where previous protagonists return in duel?
So, Red Eye, thank you for the donation. Thank you also for becoming a platinum tier Patreon
We
this
love
Is
week.
that-
Eye.
Wow.
Is that something they do in anime?
So for Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, when they came across the
5.
what was it? It was maybe the 15th year anniversary. There was some special 700 or 800th episode. They did a special opening that featured all of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Protagonists together, which was cool. I personally don't think Vrains is going to get to 148. If Vrains ends in March of 2020, where
be
all
like
the other
140.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows has, it'll be at like 140, 141. I think it's just going to miss 148. Unless Vrains goes longer than 5Ds did.
It could go. You think it could go into May?
April or May, maybe, because it started late. That's the thing. That's why it's kind of uncharted territory, because none of those Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows started late.
What if it ended on 1000? That could be cool.
That would be cool. And they do show like one of the, like Yugi Moto just showing up.
That'd be sick.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, because the thing with Vrains is it's virtual reality.
So anything.
So
could-
Okay.
anything's possible.
yeah. And nothing in the real life of Reigns contradicts what could be Duel Monsters.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Could just literally just show up.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, the only thing where it's kind of weird is all the summoning methods are present in Yugi's timeline, and links were so vital. You need to use links to do other the board is different.
We could have gotten old. I mean, it could be like 20 years later.
You're right. You're right. Sure. Kaiba Corporation's not around anymore, which is kind of strange.
Oh,
All right.
Although
All
I
right,
think he
enough.
died
Okay.
in. Okay.
All right, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Poke holes in my
Yeah, I'm
ideas,
sorry.
Sure.
Great suggestion though, Red Eyes, and maybe we'll hit 148. We'll see. I'm excited for it regardless.
Yes.
We have one from Cloud Nation 101.
Thank you, Cloud.
Remember when Akira tortured Playmaker in episode 8?
How did he torture him?
He had the hand, and he yeah.
That was kinda messed up.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Akira was desperate to save his sister. His sister was in
Yeah.
comatose. He thought Playmaker was responsible, right?
Yeah.
So
The ends justify the means.
understand it, but yeah, he's come a long way since then. Cloud Nation just, I believe, graduated high school, so congrats, Cloud.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. Big achievement.
Yeah.
Thank you for the donation, dude. I appreciate it.
We have one from UZX Crimson Avenger.
Crimson, great guy, good friend of mine. Thank you,
Wow.
dude.
Yusaku and Aoi's moment was best development.
It was great development.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I
And
thought
I
it
think
was
we
great. I
needed
thought
it.
the scene. I personally love the scene.
It was great platonic development.
Sure, I thought the scene was really good. Crimson, thank you for the donation, dude. You're a great guy. Definitely check out his channel.
Goosey Q.
Thank you, Goose.
I says 2 versus everyone. Will someone change sides?
He does say that at the end of
He
the
does say
episode.
that.
I think maybe he gets the other Ignis in human form. I think maybe he gets Pandora on his side. I think maybe Soulburner switches. If I promises to Soulburner, I can revive Flame. Revolver's the
Maybe.
one that wants to prevent Flame from getting revived, because he knows that Soulburner has animosity towards Revolver, and so maybe I will connivingly use
Wow.
that against him,
That's
and that's
possible.
why we have that scene where Revolver seemingly is dueling Soulburner in the opening. I think that would be a great way. That's one way I could see them ending up dueling each other.
Sure.
I think he will get people on his side, though. Definitely.
Here's the fireball.
Thank you, Fireball.
Blue eyes can stop guns. No joke.
For real.
For
Wow.
real.
So that's
Absolutely.
There we go.
That
You're in good
yeah,
hands.
no, absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly why. I did
Someone
it.
pulls out a gun, you pull out Blue Eyes, you're fine.
They're running away.
yeah.
They're
yeah.
Go Blue Eyes always.
We have another one from Elizabeth W. $5.
Thank you, Liz.
She says, props to Yusaku and Aoi's voice actors for such a great performance all of last episode, especially for the bench scene and talking to Takeru.
Yeah, young voice actors too. This is their first major role. They can't be older than 21, I don't think.
I always loved Akira's voice actor.
Yeah. Oh well, Yusaku's and Aoi's.
You said Yusaku?
Yeah.
Sorry, I misheard.
No, you're good.
Either way.
Honestly, all their voice.
way.
The only I'm pretty sure extreme veteran voice actor is I. But other than that, I'm
Right.
pretty sure I know Revolvers is pretty young. Yusaku, Aoi's, I think they're all pretty young. So yeah, great performance.
Incredible performance.
Yeah, really good voice actor work, and we do forget to point that out a lot of times.
We do,
Voice
yeah.
actors
'Cause it
again.
comes-
Voice
it
actors
gets taken for
in
granted.
Japan are seen as Miley Cyrus celebrities.
Miley Cyrus.
They're seen as celebrities, dude. They are worshipped in Japan.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's cool. But they deserve
They deserve a
respect.
lot of credit. Yeah.
They're like actors. Voice actors are, especially in the States, the most underappreciated and undervalued talent.
Sure.
Because you don't see the face, so it's hard, But voice actors are very, their job is just as difficult as actors, in my opinion.
Sure.
So, yeah. But thank you for the donation, Liz, and for the shout out to them. They're great.
Here's one from Davis Enos again.
Thank you, Davis.
Always keep the Glock on you. Blue Eyes Ultimate.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, when are you going to upgrade the Blue Eyes to the Blue Eyes Ultimate? I'm sure you've considered it before.
Oh yeah, I've considered it, but that has to be earned first.
Oh, wow. That's, you know what? Hey, I respect
kidding.
that.
What's the fusion? Wait, Blue Eyes Ultimate with
Blackluster Soldier.
Blackluster
Yes.
Soldier.
What's
It's
the name of
called
that?
Dragon Master.
Dragon
Yo,
Master Knight.
that'd be
5,000 attack,
5,000
5,000 defense.
That's the big boy.
Dude, that's the final stage.
That is it right
You're
there.
summoning Dragon Master
That's
Knight.
it.
So sick.
Or instead of giving her Dragon Master Knight, you give her the requirements to make it. So you
Yeah,
give her
right,
give her
right.
polymerization and the two other cards. That would be kind of funny.
That would be awesome.
Thank you for the donation, dude.
So we had a comment from someone, and then they donated to add on to it. So I'm going to read the comment first.
Perfect.
From Curtis Candy is 18 years old.
Thank you, Curtis.
He said, I treasure my Harambe card.
Rest in peace.
So
sweet
then
Rest
he
in peace, Harambe.
donated and said, screw the rules. I'm the protagonist. Hail Harambe.
Wow.
There you go.
Amen.
Now, Harambe, if Harambe made an appearance in Vrains, would you watch it?
Oh, 100%.
I think that would create a whole new fan base.
How could I not watch that?
Yeah. Our favorite.
I don't know if that's
gorilla.
a
You
fan
have to
base
you,
I
you,
really
you have,
want.
you have to honor the fallen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, because there was a in 5Ds there was a tournament that was funded by the Pegasus J. Crawford Memorial Foundation. Kind of confirms that Pegasus
Yeah, yeah.
passed away, and
Oh, man.
it'd be great if in Vrains if there's a tournament hosted by the Harambe Memorial
There
Foundation.
better be.
Yeah.
I
hope
hope
I'd
that
watch.
Stop
I would
watching if there isn't.
I'll keep you updated. If
Yeah,
Harambe
if
makes
that
it,
happens, I will be watching.
you'll be binging.
100%.
You'll be a new member on this,
I
a
will,
weekly
yes.
member on this podcast.
I do want to get into the new, the new episode. So
Yeah, well,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
worth
That'd be
it.
great if you
Yeah.
did, man.
There's a big payoff.
Great. Thanks for the Harambe donation.
Here's from Underdog Chris. Rest in peace. 26th is my birthday. At least you will stream.
We will stream the 29th. Yeah, no episode on your birthday, Chris. I'm sorry,
sorry.
dude. Happy early
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll also wish you a happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you for the dono, and we'll wish you happy birthday on the 29th as well, definitely. Thank you, Chris.
Enjoy.
Here's from Garrett, Eon Time Walker.
Oh, yes.
Garrett will be on June 22nd.
Really?
Yes.
Aw,
Oh, you will not be
I
here.
will not be
Yeah,
here.
Jordan won't be here.
Yeah.
Caliber will be here, though.
I'll
So
be
it'll be
here.
me, you, and me, Garrett, and you and Caliber. But yeah, Garrett, excited for that, dude. Thank you for the donation,
be
man.
cool.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited.
He donated $5.
It's a good June schedule, starting off with
Yeah,
Andy B, the
wow.
legend. They got Garrett and Jake.
That's right.
It's
This
awesome,
is gonna be a
man.
fun month.
Yeah, I know.
He said the Three King can also be a reference to the Bible, and Soltec is Jesus, or Jesus is going to be the final antagonist. Also, can't wait for the 22nd.
I don't have actually too many fight backs on that. Shin Yoshida, the main writer of Vrains, has done a lot of biblical references
he's
in his
known to
work,
take-
Arc
yeah.
5 manga, especially with Adam and Eve being villains. So I don't have much hit back on that. if there's religious references there, it wouldn't surprise me
No,
at all. I
absolutely.
never thought about that Three Kings. Right?
Yeah, that'd be
We the Kings. Is that a reference to We the Kings, the band?
It could be. You know
All right.
what?
No, you
Check
saw
Yes,
that.
Juliet.
You saw them live.
I actually did.
Twice.
I saw them.
don't-
But that's where you met.
No.
No,
Oh,
we were
okay.
already dating.
Okay.
that
So you
point.
took her out on a date to see We the Kings.
Nope.
Basically.
Nope, you were not there.
I was not there. I was working.
When did you see All Time Low?
I've never seen All
I
Time
think I
Low.
may have somewhere. I think Warped Tour.
Was it at the Bass Nectar concert?
All Time Low has never played with Bass Neck.
I must be getting him confused with someone.
I think so.
All right. Well, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. I'm excited to see you, Garrett.
Jesus.
Another one from Chris Swan.
Thank you, Chris.
Jordan and Nick T is the best development.
They're,
I
he's
guess
great. Yeah,
That's
Chris
very
is great.
that's very
That's very
flattering.
sweet.
Chris is great.
Thank
I
you.
hope you're doing well, man. I hope your
we'll get a bench
family's.
scene going.
I hope your family's doing well, dude. I hope you have a great weekend, man. Thank you, Chris. Get a bench scene. We're just gonna get a bench for the two of you.
Yeah, just have like
That'd be great. That's
Um,
actually a good idea.
right.
I might actually
recreate
invest.
that.
I might invest in that.
You have a bench
I think
outside?
I have to say I think the fans would love it.
Oh, I think so. If we
Yeah.
got a bench, yeah.
Yeah. It might be your next video to hit 1 million.
Wow.
Oh, if the bench scene?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know if a video will ever hit that again.
Hey, don't don't be a pessimist. Come on.
Timeline part 2. It's coming. I've been saying that for 2 years.
Yeah.
No, it's
Well,
coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Red Eye.
Thank you, Red Eye.
They're making a Blue Eyes cereal.
Is that for real?
They announced it. I've known about that for about a month and a half now.
You didn't say
But he
anything.
Well,
lives.
I
he
ha-
lives in England though, so is that an American thing too?
I'm not sure if it's going to come out in England. No, it's coming out in America. There's a test package that was supposed to be sent to me at the end of May that did not come because there was a delay with the box. I'm getting it early this week, so in like 2 or 3
Are we
days.
gonna do a review of it?
We could do a taste test, yeah, if you
I
want.
might have to be there.
Dude,
for
you might
that
have to
taste
drive
test.
down,
I
dude.
might have to come down for that.
So it's a
absolutely.
Blue Eyes cereal.
you
and,
can't
and
do it when I'm not here.
well, we're going to be doing it late at night probably. But you can.
save you some.
Isn't school over?
No, not for like 2 weeks.
Oh.
Like a week and a half.
Well, we can. What I can do is I can like print out a poster of your face and put it on the chair, so that you're kind of here. So you could do that.
Do you want us to take the?
Yeah. So that's what's gonna happen. But yeah, Nick T and Andy and Jordan, you guys take over for a second.
Yep.
I have to walk out for
An important reason.
couple minutes. Yeah, I'm not actually sure. My mom just came downstairs
With a sign.
and held up a sign that said Dylan needs to come up. It's very
It's gotta be
important.
important,
Yeah, no, it has to be. It wouldn't be a joke.
Yeah, she-
hopefully everything's all right.
Yeah,
I
I'm
will.
sure.
I'll be back in literally like 3 minutes. You guys just.
Also,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
this.
you guys
Hold on.
chill.
Let's
All
go.
right, I'll be right back.
I'm a veteran at
Well,
this
we're
point.
finally getting an everything segment in here.
Yeah, wow.
We never talk about everything anymore.
Yeah. Also, wait, was it Red Eye that said the cereal thing?
Yeah.
If we're able to get our hands on a lot of boxes and like you don't get it, we'll send you a box. I swear to you.
It could be the next giveaway.
Yes, seriously, because you're our boy. Let's move on.
What can we talk about?
Thank you, Red Eye.
That
Blue Eyes
cereal's
Candy
great.
Bar.
I'm so excited. What?
Who's in for a Blue Eyes Candy Bar?
I'm in.
Yes.
I'm in. I will
any,
support.
any Blue Eyes product.
Yeah.
Red Eyes even. Come on.
Red Eyes is awesome too. I
Any-
love Red
Any
Eyes.
Dual Monsters product, sign me up.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially food related.
Mm-hmm.
Do we? This is.
I don't even know what to. I don't
Yeah,
even know
it is.
it's weird to talk
No,
about everything.
you can if you want to. Did he say you can continue the donations? Like I'll. It's
Yeah,
fine.
do you want to?
Yeah, it's fine.
This is the last one. 5 pounds from Nicholas Horton.
Nick Horton.
If Vrains had another year and then Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 would premiere in 2021, which would coincide with the 25th anniversary.
Wait, what?
So if Vrains had another year,
Oh.
so next year,
Right.
and then Yu-Gi-Oh! 7, that would premiere in 2021, which is the 25th anniversary.
I'm hoping we get that. You know, of course, not having, 7 is never
Okay.
promised. Okay.
So we have some bad news. This is completely serious, by the way. My dog, who's 8 months old, just swallowed a battery, and my parents have to go out. They're playing a gig, and so they have to leave. But the battery is fatal, so we have to take her to the emergency room. So I have it'll be all right. We just have to do it like
Right now,
nowish.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap things up. I mean, I'm
Oh my
so
God.
Why
sorry,
are you
guys.
laughing?
No. Yeah. that's serious.
I'm
hard,
laughing
it's
because
awkward.
it's just I don't know, it's just baffling. Anyway, let's just read off the rest of the donations.
That was it.
Oh, that was it.
Well, there is one more
Okay,
from
okay.
Garrett again. Taste
Perfect.
party of the cereal at the pool party. Anyone?
We're doing the
Perfect.
pool party.
We will do the pool party, and I'm sorry that we're cutting this stream short.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so we're gonna be going to the emergency room
Yes,
right now.
um,
Do you guys
so
want to
what's
come with
the-
me? We can get dinner after.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm really sorry about that, but guys, thank you so much for tuning in
Oh my
to
lord.
Talking Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah.
into the Vrains. Definitely a grimmer ending than I was hoping
She'll be
for.
okay.
Yeah, she'll be all right. I'll give an update on Twitter later. But yeah, so thank you guys so much. If it was not for you guys and the donations and the support, would not be able to do a segment like this every week. So Jordan, thank you for hosting as always.
Of course.
Nick T,
Of course.
thank you for coming
love
on,
being
and
here.
Andrew. It was a pleasure, dude. I'm sorry we're cutting
It
it short.
was an
Although we
absolute
talked
pleasure
about
to
what we
come
wanted
on.
to
No,
talk
we did.
about.
We got it.
Yeah, so you'll definitely be on
Yeah.
again, dude.
Thank you guys
And,
for having me.
Of course.
Yeah, no
So
problem,
much,
man.
Appreciate
man.
No problem, man. Thank you, everyone. Again, I'm so sorry about the I'd like to go for another 30 minutes if possible. I'm so sorry about the short cutoff. But yeah, have an amazing day, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.
Take
Bye.
care. Thank you.
Bye.